And we are live.
Yes,
Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 242. Today is Wednesday, September 5th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish.
We up in here.
What's going on? P-Man Van in the house. What's going on, P-Man Van? For all your music needs, people, make sure you check out the P-Man Van. Hit him up on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Malik Howard, what's going on? Marcellus Love, good morning, good morning. Allison Thompson, good morning.
Ian Kamani, thank you for coming in on Facebook. Coming in strong.
All right, for the free Satoshis, who won?
Absolutely. So our winner for the free Satoshis is Sergeant Crypto, one of our longtime subscribers and watchers. Thanks for your comment in regards to our question, which was to describe a Bitcoin ATM in your area. Other people could view the comments and see when they go there. A lot of good spots. I think Sergeant Crypto, he's somewhere in the Brooklyn, Manhattan area. He stated that he's seen Bitcoin ATMs there. However, I like this comment because he stated that once Bcash got added, then they started the KYC, where if you do use some Bitcoin ATMs over a certain amount, you have to give your ID and, as he described it, your blood type and your and some DNA. But yeah, absolutely, it's good to see these people that commented. Thank you for putting those locations. People can look at them and see, hey, if I'm in Atlanta, if I'm in Chicago, if I'm in LA, this is where they are. So a lot of good Bitcoin ATMs out there. If you see one, make sure you check it out. And thank you for that comment, Sergeant Crypto.
Thank you, Sergeant Crypto. Much appreciated. Thanks for all the comments, as Bitcoins they said. Some good ones. Absolutely. All right. Top story. Crypto exchange Shapeshift to gradually introduce membership program.
They got them.
What? Cryptocurrency exchange Shapeshift has introduced a new rewards program which will eventually become a mandatory membership model for the exchange users, according to an announcement published September 4th. What is going on with Eric Voorhees and Shapeshift?
Well, it looks like Shapeshift has joined the ranks of local Bitcoins as well as other anonymous services, and they have
you want decentralization? Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, they sniping them off. Well, they have to have KYC, AML standards added to their platform.
Come on.
So Shapeshift, which was met with a swift response. It was one of the highest rated crypto topics yesterday. Everybody who I've seen commented on, except for a couple people, they basically said, yeah, this is why we use Shapeshift. Okay, now that that's gone, we have to have KYC. It's pretty much over for them in regards to some of the crypto people. BTC Pay Server, a popular server, has actually said they're going to stop supporting, or they said they'll probably stop supporting Shapeshift IO. And honestly, this isn't good for them business-wise with the crypto world. However, I think the pressure is being clamped down pretty hard. So somebody's in Eric Voorhees' ear.
And for you, like you said,
oh, if you're gonna have a business, you're gonna have this KYC, or it's over. So,
I mean, it's a shame. Like you said, they got and it even says in the article, they got local Bitcoins, and local Bitcoins was the spot people. And yeah, right after they got them, I mean, a lot of people. I stopped using them since then.
Yeah, I haven't used them since.
Yeah, I haven't used them since. And like you said, it looks like the same thing's gonna happen with Shapeshift again. It's unfortunate. I think we sure Adam works at Shapeshift.
Yep.
Yeah, we know a dev that used to work on the Shapeshift project.
Yep.
But they had some good devs there. They did a really good job. Eric Voorhees, of course, he's business oriented, so he was making sure he got his money out of it, as far as fees and everything goes. But it was a working product. It was a working product, working project. And again, it's unfortunate that, as you say, they get that tap on the shoulder, and all of a sudden, well, now we need KYC, AML. And again, the statistics say only like less than 1% worldwide criminals use crypto. So there's actually no reason right now for KYC or AML. And yeah, we're allowing the government to do what they do best, is run wild.
Hey, and this is why we've stated over and over, decentralized exchanges, Lightning Network, atomic swaps. These are all technological advances that will hopefully remove CEOs from that pressure, because honestly, if you have a centralized exchange, you're going to need KYC. It's inevitable. There's no way you can run from it. The way to get around it, or quote unquote get around it, so to say, is to basically use that platform until they have to use KYC, and then use the next one. And I don't know how regulators have the manpower to catch people able to do that, because there's new decentralized exchanges being thrown up like every week, on top of the fact that once you can do atomic swaps, that's complete anonymity. So, we'll see how they go with it moving forward. But this is just one of those things. They take the big user base, KYC, and then what sucks is on top of it, now Eric Voorhees has a Fox token, which you'll have to use the Fox token in order to be a member of that platform.
No one's doing none of that.
I mean, this is like 3 or 4 steps to go through just to use that, and nobody's really
right. It's not that good. Especially again, we got cross atomic swaps now.
Yeah.
Shapeshift came before that, so they did have an advantage being first to market. They had a user base and all that, but now you have to do that. And again, you talk about they're talking about custodial wallets here. People, the what's the desktop wallet? The one with a really nice interface. Can't think of the top of my head.
Exodus.
Yeah, Exodus. People, you can do cross atomic swaps on Exodus. You don't even need these local Bitcoins or Shapeshift or any of that. I mean, it helps local Bitcoins, of course, help with the on and offboarding of crypto, but it's getting to the point you don't need these big companies. And again, it's unfortunate for him because clearly he's been operating without all of this. And then again, the thing you want to look at is that when they do all these AML KYC laws, it is literally a honeypot for money. For if you have money, they're going to catch you.
Find out. Yeah.
If you're trying to structure, incoming or outgoing transactions, trying to stay in that 9K range, or if you're just like, whatever, I'm not breaking any laws, I want to buy 20K worth or 50K or sell it, whatever. That is what this KYC AML for. It is not to identify who the terrorists are, who the bad guys are. It's to identify who are high value customers. So the United States government, other governments can say, well, have you paid every tax on every transaction you've done, where if you traded Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or anything in this market, it is very difficult and unfair to even try to tax every trade. Yeah. I mean, you could literally go through the day and do 10, 20 trades if it's a bull market. So for them to say, well, every trade you make, every time you buy and sell is a taxable event, that's ridiculous. Nobody's playing that game.
Yeah.
And for them to say, well, now we want AML and KYC is literally just to identify those high value traders, not to stop terrorism or any of the other craziness. It's just to identify who has the money so they can go after them specifically and take their money.
Hey, man, if you need to know what's happening right now, watch Straight Outta Compton, that scene where Eazy-E came into the studio and Suge Knight and his boys jumped him. That's basically the U.S. government.
That's the government right now.
And Eazy-E is every company that's trying not to do KYC. They basically just pull you in and it's like, so you're going to sign this form or what? And they give you a choice, and you go from there. And I think Eric Voorhees is stuck in a place simply because of his comments. He keeps saying it sucks. I didn't want to have to do this. This is what I have to do long term. Hey man, in my opinion, you've made enough money where you could kind of boss up. I mean, you have $1 billion.
That's what they all
company.
scared to do, which is crazy.
With Satoshi Dice, he was the first company to sell for $1 billion worth of crypto. And he's honestly moved to the point where, as a CEO, he wants to protect his company, protect his users. However, if you're a user and the service is free, then you are the product. So remember that when you start looking at these different exchanges. Shapeshift, hey man, it was good knowing you. I haven't used you in a while, but definitely won't be using you now. But that's one of those things. Shapeshift might be gone.
Like you said, what's the point of having forget you money if you never say forget you? Business Insider reports Goldman Sachs drops plans to open crypto trading desks. Shocker. Before we get into this story, I want to bring up the fact that all the top 40, crypto, the top 40 under 40 cryptopreneurs, whatever you want to call them, that I think Fortune magazine, whoever had, like 5 of the top 10, or out of the top 5, I think 1 or 2 of them, one was like for being a Goldman Sachs on the crypto trading desk or something else. Another one was for being on like JP Morgan's crypto whatever. So you had like 2 or 3 people in the top 10 that you've never heard of that are wearing suits working for these companies of the 40 under 40 in the crypto space. And now Goldman Sachs is actually saying, well, we're not going to do the trading desk right now. No duh. You know why they're not going to do the trading desk? Because they actually don't care about cryptocurrency,
they just
Bitcoin, blockchain. They just won the money. They saw the bull cycle. They saw how crazy it got. They were supposed to, kind of get into the story. Goldman Sachs were actually supposed to start this crypto focus unit by the end of June 2018, originally reported by Bloomberg.
Here we are.
But once they didn't see a bounce back and saw we were still in the bear market, they decided to delay it. And now they're saying, well, actually, we're not even going to do anything right now. Yeah, these are people you want to do business with next year once the price is going crazy, and then all of a sudden they have this marketing team. Well, since December 2017 we've been involved. We worked all 18 on it.
We don't want to hear it, Goldman, and we don't want to hear it, Lloyd. However, I do want to hear how they will be involved with the ETF, because I can tell you right now, if the ETF does get cleared and there is a way for people to do those transactions using cash or some of the liquidity, Goldman Sachs will be involved. They have the most money out of all the banks, and they have their finger on the pulse of what people want, not necessarily what people need. So, they're kind of, one of those companies, smart company, great leader in the banking world. However, they've been riding on the fence probably worse than anybody I've seen. I mean, some people are on one side, some people on the other, but they have been literally just straddling the fence, trying not to get a bad name, which is pretty smart. But they definitely are one of those companies looking out for their best interests, and I can't blame them. But we saw this coming. They weren't going to do it.
Business Insider reports, citing unnamed sources, that the bank has lowered the priority of this project as the regulatory environment in the crypto industry remains unclear. It might take many steps before a regulated bank could trade digital assets, most of them outside of Goldman Sachs' control. Sources reportedly revealed. Here's the thing, people. You're Goldman Sachs. You know all the regulators. You know everybody on Wall Street.
They work for you, basically.
Yeah, they work for you. It has nothing to do with the regulatory environment. It has to do, I won't say nothing. I'm sure that adds to it, but it has to do with the price, people. It's that simple. It has to do with the market cap, the overall crypto market, and then, of course, the Bitcoin market itself. The market cap isn't where they wanted to be for them to divert their resources from traditional banking and traditional asset management over to cryptocurrency. That is what it's about. And again, that's what we're kind of, as being in community, we don't like to see, because you don't actually believe in what cryptocurrency is here for, what all this technology is here for. You just want to make the quick buck, which again is okay from a business point of view. But how about you just say that?
Yeah. Stop putting out news articles about you wanting to be in the technology. Right. Yeah, whatever, man.
And for Fortune, let's go ahead and remove that person. I think they're like number 4 or 5 who was on that list. Let's go ahead and take them off. And the other 2 people you had under there as well that no one has ever heard of. But because they work at Goldman or whatever, they got this.
Throw you on the list.
That actually made your list, watered down.
Oh, yeah. Hey, shout out to S1 Dubs. Says, no reason to have a trading desk when they can just do this in the dark, out of the prying eyes of the government. You are absolutely right. I think they brought a little heat by saying they had a crypto trading desk, but like we've said, as soon as we said the story, it was like, we'll see if this actually happens. It's Goldman Sachs, but they'll try their best to be on the backside of it somehow, either through just clearing the transactions or supporting some institutional investors. So we'll see, but they'll definitely have something in place.
Greenja Hold'em says, shout out to Bitcoin Zay for laying the spread on the bread for the newsletter webinar. You deserve the bell.
Oh, yeah.
What is he talking about? I have no clue.
Not sure, but I'm guessing it's the newsletter.
There we go.
Appreciate that, Greenja. My man.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for the tip, Sergeant Crypto.
Appreciate
for sure. Thanks for the free month of the newsletter. Get out of here at Goldman Sachs. For sure.
Yeah, man.
Much appreciated.
You gotta go, brother.
All right.
What's up, Tim Cottrell?
Andy Warhol's multi-million-dollar painting tokenized and sold on the blockchain.
Oh, yeah.
And a world's first and artwork worth millions of dollars has been tokenized and sold on the blockchain. 14 small electric chairs, a 2-meter high painting by the late renowned American visual artist Andy Warhol was sold on blockchain-based art investment platform Maecenas to 100 participants. Approximately $1.7 million United States was raised in the cryptocurrency auction for a 31.5% stake of the artwork, whose total valuation was 5.6 million USD. More than 800 bidders signed up for the auction, which was conducted using entirely using the smart contract. And this is something we talked about when it first came out.
We are in the future.
A couple of months or so ago back. We've been talking about Paint. I think it's me, Boss Lady, does all the art here in the crypto space. So this has been a culmination of almost 14 months of nonstop talking about art on the blockchain for it to actually happen. That's pretty cool to see.
Oh yeah, and I think if you're one of those people that think people are laundering money in cryptocurrency through exchanges or through hand-to-hand cash, it's probably more likely that it could get laundered through paintings. Paintings are very easy to pay an exorbitant amount of money for, and then when you have blockchain-based art where the people can actually submit through a smart contract, I'm sure they had to sign up somehow, but you can have a front person. Pretty easy there to move some money, but that is good investment-wise if you have some crypto to use it for that. This is great, honestly, because I've talked about this to art museums, putting your art on the blockchain, as well as even allowing QR codes in the museum.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
Because maybe you can't afford a $10 million painting, but you appreciate the art, you can send $10. You know what I mean? So you still support the artist or the museum. So good to see there. Very, very innovative. And I mean, going forward, you're only going to see more. It starts with Warhol. It's going to be regular, everyday artists who start to do this. So glad to see it.
And then kind of going back to the museum, I think, what it is also is just the fact that people, we've really seen in this space, people are truly scared to A, work, and then B, do something different. It's like, you tell a museum, here's a way for you to make more money. All you have to do is put a QR code down here in the corner.
Literally pieces of paper.
Right? This thing can be in and out in the next, we can get you up and running in 2 weeks. And they're like, well, no, it's just something doesn't, it's just, I don't understand this. I will have to go in and do everything. We had to take them all out the frames. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things. People hate to change. Most people are lazy. They don't want to change that business model, especially if it's been running for like 50 years. And they're like, hold up, we got to change what we do.
Right. And like Jay said when he started the agency, I'm about to make them work.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something.
Central Bank of Samoa, crypto companies will be treated as financial institutions. This is a very interesting story. The Central Bank of Samoa has warned that individuals who promote cryptocurrencies in the island nation will be subjected to the same treatment as financial institutions.
You don't say.
But they're also saying it's not legal tender, right?
Absolutely.
So what's going on over there?
Yeah. Right under that sentence, they say, but not a legal tender. I mean, it's literally, this is a financial institution, but it's not legal tender. They've warned that cryptocurrencies do not possess a legal tender status in the island country necessary for their acceptance as a currency. The Reserve Bank consequently advised investors to be aware of the risks that they are taking before buying. So they're basically telling you if you buy cryptocurrencies, you're on your own. However, we're going to regulate you like a financial institution, even though there is no backing from the government as far as insurance policy if you lose your money. So this is what we're seeing here. We have banks who realize cryptocurrency is coming regardless with no updated regulation to control it, so to say. So they basically just use the old, we're just going to tax you like financial institutions, this and that.
We're going to take the money off the top.
It's not a finance.
Even though we're not going to give it the same backing as we would a central bank or anybody else.
This is preposterous.
And
disheartening. I was
going to go there. This is disheartening, Samoa. You all have been known to be people-friendly, community-friendly. So I'm not sure how your cronies got a hold of this, but do not allow it to happen.
Oh man,
slippery slope.
Yeah, this is one of those like we said, straddling the fence.
Right.
Like if you wanna treat a crypto company as a financial institution, then call it legal tender and say that companies that accept it can be used for whatever movements. If you don't have that in place, software, the ability to make payments, then don't start calling it a financial institution yet. Obviously, it's really a lot of the cryptocurrencies are just vaporware tokens that have the potential to be worth something. There are a lot of them are in speculation. So then don't call it actual legal tender, or don't say it's a financial institution. But this is what they do, man. They create rules before something.
I would say I want to be on the fly on the wall with these regulators. I mean, they have to be going crazy.
Oh man.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you don't have any books to show you what to do in the future. All they have is what's worked in the past. As we all know, that it won't work long term, but this is just a Band-Aid over a bigger wound. Yeah,
keep fighting.
Keep fighting.
Crypto mining accepted as an industry by Iranian authorities. So as soon as Samoa get acting up, Iran comes out. Secretary of Iran's Supreme Cyberspace Council revealed that various ministries of the country's government have accepted crypto mining as an industry.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Way to be forward, making forward progress in your country. According to the report, the Cyberspace Council Secretary Abu Hassan Firouzabi Badi stressed that the mining of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin has been approved as an industry by major government authorities. However, official legislation forming a legal framework for the industry has yet to be introduced in the country. All right, here's the thing. First of all, regardless of what a country thinks, whether mining is an industry to them or not, it's an industry. Yeah. Period. There's so much money getting made in it. It doesn't matter if your country say it actually is, and we have this legal framework. It is. So for Iran's Supreme Cyberspace Council to actually come out and say that and agree with it, that yes, this is an industry now. We need to legitimize this industry. You know, of course, they're doing it like, you know, right after they say it's legitimized, they're talking about the legal framework because that, of course, goes along with those regulations where they can take some of the money off the top, which they love to do, or tax it. Only way you can do that if you actually, you know, acknowledge it as being a legal and approved industry. So they're making their way toward that. But before that even happens, because, you know, we'll do enough regulation bashing when more stories come out next month or two about how they finally got their framework together and they're being taxed 45, 50%.
Some crazy percentage.
We'll talk about that when that time comes. But for right now, this is the proper way to do it. You know, we've heard these reports in Washington where they're trying to crack down on these mining practices. In New York, they're trying to crack down. All the places where you can get this cheap energy here in the United States, and they're trying to open these mining farms, and they're getting this pushback. Stop pushing them back. This is an industry. It's a global industry at that. And you know, and instead of just accepting it as such and saying, hey, these people aren't doing anything wrong. They're making new factories. They're hiring people. They're working with other global partners around the world because they're all working on the same projects, and they're making technology speed up better and faster rate, more efficiently. Instead of going that route, we're pushing back. So kudos to Iran for saying, you know what, this is what it is. We need to accept it, and we need to move forward.
Oh, yeah. And Iran, they have some of the cheapest electricity. I believe estimates are $200 to $300 a month for electricity. For a miner who can make, you know, thousands of dollars a month. That's usually the biggest cost is electricity, but it's pretty cheap over there. And if they try and accept it as an industry, that way you can start actually bringing in employees and teaching people how to use it, how to mine it. I'm sure, like you said, they'll take their big percentage. Somewhere it'll be something ridiculously steep. However, you know, long term, if you are one of those people, this actually helps them as a government because they can avoid sanctions long term. If they can avoid a way to have their money stripped down and devalued, then this is what people are going to do. And when you leave people with no choice, they'll make it for you. And this is what Iran has shown. And we've discussed Venezuela, Turkey, some of these other countries, Greece. When they don't have anything else to turn to, it's looking like Bitcoin is the way to go. Because I don't see many stories about people setting up new gold mines or creating new value with silver right now. So, you know, crypto mining in Iran looks very promising, and we'll see how it goes because a lot of enemies. So,
right, yeah.
So be careful there, Alba Hassan, blah, blah, blah.
We're going to sanction them now because they made crypto mining a legitimate industry.
Oh, man.
That's what's next. And last but not least, we talked about this story yesterday. We've been talking about this story since he was arrested, even before that, actually, because of some other conspiracy theories we had that actually lined up. So you can go back to some of our older episodes. But a former Bitcoin exchange admin could be key to Muellers' Russia investigation. That's right. We are talking about Alexander Vinnik. We talked about him yesterday. And again, we were talking about him since December. Earlier last year, we were talking about BTCE. And everything that happened with the billions of dollars that were missing.
It smelled funny from the beginning.
Even back in what was it, in August, what we had when we had the fork debate. Yeah. Some of that was traced back to some of this stuff as well. So I mean, it literally goes deep, people, with a lot of missing money from governments involved. But it looks like the Russian citizen Alexander Vinnik, you know, he was accused of running a cryptocurrency exchange that helped $1 billion money laundering operation, could be in possession of valuable information that could potentially expose how a group of Russians indicted recently by the U.S. Special Counsel Robert Mueller managed to hide their money trail using Bitcoin. It looks as though, you know, Alexander Vinnik, after being accused by U.S. prosecutors of helping elicit money transfers using Bitcoin, including transfers linked to a Russian military intelligence hacking unit called Fancy Bear. Officers from Fancy Bear are among the individuals indicted by Mueller of stealing Democratic Party email databases in an attempt to illegally influence the 2016 election. All right, whether that's true or not.
So much going into this.
Right, whether that's true or not, the one thing we did know was that the United States interest in Alexander Vinnik had a lot more to do than just some stolen money on the crypto exchange. We already said it kind of dated all the way back to Mt. Gox. Yeah. As we said in some of our earlier episodes, you've been following us since last year. Some of the things that were going on with the fork and everything, it seemed to be also had some type of relation with Mt. Gox and BTCE, as well as some of the things our United States government was doing here at home and some of the evasions we were doing or planning to do which involved Russia and some of this other stuff. All of this actually wrapped back around to cryptocurrency. And now we're seeing it now. I mean, stories are starting to break out a little bit saying, well, here's the real reason why the United States wants this guy so bad.
Yeah. I mean, if you have countries fighting over a criminal to imprison them, they want something. And what they always usually want is information. And I can tell you right now, the reason we were able to call this early is because of that reason. I mean, if you want some dead giveaways, whenever the U.S. is poking its nose somewhere or trying to, do something in another country that looks weird, it's like, why would we even care? Look deeper, because that's what we did. We sort of figured it out. Like, there's no way he moved $4 billion worth of Bitcoin. He has 3 countries fighting over him. It's not something deeper. And if this has ties to Mueller, who has ties to our president, then our prophecy back in the day is actually true, that Bitcoin is going to be the cause of a World War III or some sort of cyber war where people are trying to collect as much cryptocurrency as possible so that they can move away from certain countries. But all the facts seem to start lining up now. I mean, if you're paying attention right now, I mean, this is getting closer and closer to what we've been saying overall. So it's interesting to see what happens here with Vinnick. Hopefully, we know he doesn't have a heart attack sometime soon.
I was just about to say, hopefully he lives.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just want to hear what he has to say.
It's getting real.
Because it should be pretty funny when he comes out and he's like, yeah, this is my money. I'm not giving it away. Right. But
good luck fighting
good luck. Yeah, good luck taking my private keys. But this is one of those interesting stories where it ties into economy,
so much,
politics,
Silk Road.
History.
That's what I was thinking. Silk Road,
Silk Road,
the fork, all that stuff. Everything is related.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many countries were trying to get Mark Kapalis from Mt. Gox, but it wasn't as strenuous as Vinnick. So I don't know what he was doing, but Vinnick was definitely moving some money for somebody. I don't know who, but
he tied in. He's plugged up.
Yeah.
All right, so we had a report on that story. It's crazy, and again, this is something we're going to continue. I mean, we literally been talking about the origins of this story for over a year now.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous, and the fact that it's still in the news, or a new piece of the story is still in the news, is kind of crazy. So, if you haven't seen some of the stuff, you can go back and watch some of our old episodes. But again, we talk about Silk Road, Mt. Gox, the fork, the hard fork that tried to get done, all the way up until Alexander Vinnick, and how they're all related to a lot of things that's going on in the United States government, and even some of our moves that we made on the military side of the house as well. So
we gotta get a whole video of our predictions,
right?
Because it's
we do. We need to go back.
Something
else was going on in August when the fork was happening. We were trying to, we were like sending ships out somewhere. We were doing something in the military. It just didn't make any sense unless you're looking at the crypto side of the house.
Yeah, true.
So something going on. All right. Other than that, what are we doing for the free Satoshis?
All right. For the free Satoshis today, we discussed Shapeshift being smacked down by KYC, which means that mostly every centralized exchange will get hit with this. So going forward, which decentralized exchanges or atomic swap platforms do you think will be number one going forward? Which ones do you think will actually profit? Or do you think they'll get shut down with KYC just like Shapeshift? Let us know. Do you use some currently? Do you even know what a decentralized exchange is? Let us know. Put your public address, and we'll send those free Satoshis.
There we go. And as always, thank you for watching.
Oh, yeah.
If you're interested in checking out Real CryptoCon, again, our discount code for $250 off is right above us right now, KBRE. 250. It gets you $250 off general admission. They're aiming to have about 6,000 people. The special guest was announced yesterday. We didn't tweet it because everybody somebody put the tweet out early. It was just a big cluster yesterday. But one of the new guests coming is Charlie Shrimp. So you got Charlie Shrimp there. You have Draper coming. You have who's our contraindicator? South Africa.
Vinny Lingram.
You got Vinny Lingram there. You got a ton of people there. You got all the influencers going to be there from across YouTube and Twitter. So it should be a big event. I think right now they have about 1,500 or so people coming. Again, we're aiming for 6,000. So check that out. Oh, and Steve Aoki will be one of the headliners on Halloween night.
Oh yeah,
for the Bitcoin birthday party, people. So
that's tight.
It's gonna be a lot going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this weekend, September 8th, we will be at the KJLH Men's Empowerment Summit. It'll be from 8 to 3. The state senator Steve Bradford will be there, and it'll be at Cal State University Dominguez Hills.
State senator, people.
State senator. Oh yeah. So definitely, this is their second year doing it. We'll be there on the panel as well. Also, the Black Blockchain Summit. I will be in attendance September 10th through the 11th. those tickets are available on Eventbrite. So definitely check those out. Hit me up if you want a discount code for that event as well. So a lot of stuff coming up.
People. A lot of stuff going on. So as always, have a great day, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Have a good one.
Cheers.